Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. One more also should play. I'm going to try now. I'm saying one more. One. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jayo Radha Davam Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jayo Radha Davam Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Eshodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Eshodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Yamuna Tira Vanachari Vana Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jayo Radha Madhava Aviram Jayo Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Jayo Gaura Nitai Jayo Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Jayo Jayo Krishna Rukmini Jayo Satya Bhama Krishna Rukmini Jayo Satya Bhama Jayo Krishna Bhama Krishna Rukmini Jayo Satya Bhama Jayo 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 Prabhupada 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 Jayo Jayo Prabhupada 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 Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Jam Vishnupad Paramahams Prarajak Acharya Ashtottara Shatashishmas Divine Grace Abhay Charnarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON founder Acharya saved of the whole world. Vishwaguru Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai. Krishna Rukmini Satyabhama ki jai. Tulsi Maharani ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naran Chaiva Narottamam श्रोत्रमुच्यते वायोर्गुणविशेषार्धो यस्य तत् स्पर्शनं विदुः तेजोगुणविशेषार्धो यस्य तच्चक्षुरुच्यते अम्बोगुणविशेषार्धो यस्य तद् रसनं विदुः भूमेर्गुणविशेषार्धो यस्य स ग्रहाण उच्यते परस्यां दृश्यते धर्मः परस्य दृश्यते धर्मो हि अपरस्मिन् समन्वया हि अपरस्मिन् समन्वया अतः विशेषः भावानाम् अतो विशेषो भावानां भूमाौ एव उपलक्ष्यते भूमाौ एवोपलक्ष्यते परस्य दृश्यते धर्मो ह्यपरस्मिन् समन्वया अतो विशेषो भावानां भूमावेवोपलक्ष्यते परस्य दृश्यते धर्मो ह्यपरस्मिन् समन्वया विशेषो भावानां दृश्यते धर्मो ह्यपरस्मिन् समन्वया अतो विशेषो भावानां
परस्य दृश्यते धर्मो हि अपरस्मिन् समन्वयात् अतो
विशेषो भावानां
भूमावेवोपलक्ष्यते
परस्य of the cause drishyate is observed dharmaha the characteristics he indeed aparasmin in the effect samanvaya in order ataha hence visheshaha the distinctive characteristic bhavanam of all the elements bhumau in earth eva alone upalakshyate is observed. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: since the cause exists in its effect as well, the characteristics of the former are observed in the latter. That is why the peculiarities of all the elements exist in the earth alone. Please repeat: since the cause exists in its effect as well, the characteristics of the former are observed in the latter. That is why the peculiarities of all the elements exist in the earth alone. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Sound is the cause of the sky, sky is the cause of the air is the cause of fire, fire is the cause of water, and water is the cause of earth. In the sky there is only sound, in the air there are sound and touch, in the fire there are sound, touch and form, in water there are sound, touch, form and taste, and in the earth there is sound, touch, form, taste and smell. Therefore, earth is reservoir of all the qualities of the other elements. Earth is the sum total of all other elements. The earth has all 5 qualities of the elements. Water has 4 qualities, fire has 3, air has 2, and the sky has only 1 quality, sound. Tasensta Bhaktivedanta Parpoto Madhyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So we are reading from the chapter Fundamental Principles of Material Nature. Lord Kapila is explaining various 24 elements. Now here the senses are described. And if you look at the descriptions, the senses are connected to the elements. All the 5 elements are connected to the senses. For example, we're all seated here. Let us say some gas smell comes. Immediately we know somewhere some leakage is happening. Now that smell is recognized by the sense of smell. Grana uchate. The sense of smell has recognized that there is a smell. Now Shastra is saying here, smell is the special characteristic of the earth. Bhumer guna vishesho ardha. Bhumer means the earth. What is the definition of earth? Here it is mentioned guna vishesha. The distinctive characteristic is smell. It has all the elements, but smell exists only in the earth. That's a distinctive characteristic. And so the sense which perceives that is known as the sense of smell. How do you get that sense of smell? After all, we have nose. So through the nose, we are smelling. But here, that is Bhumer Guna Vishesha, then Amba Guna Vishesha, then the water. Unique quality of the water is taste. And for tasting, there is a tasting smell, a sense. And then Tejo Guna Vishesha, fire. Fire means perception of the form. You can perceive the forms. Now we are able to see each other or any other form. It's because of the fiery element. If the fiery element comes down in the eyes, they cannot perceive forms. And if the fiery element is less in the body, their visualization skills will be less. They cannot visualize forms so easily. Somebody has got a lot of fire, you can also visualize nicely. So anywhere you see form, that is connected to fiery element. Then Vayor Guna Vishesha, unique quality of Vayu is touch. Continuously I am feeling. You are also feeling, no? There is a touch sensation on the hands or wherever. Then Nabho Guna. Then the sound, that means Nabha means sky. the sky's unique quality, guna vishesha, is sound. And then the sound is heard by the auditory sense. So, if you see, each and every sense is connected to the elements. Or one more way of understanding is that elements are always described in relation to senses. What the senses can perceive, and those are the elements. Objectification is the elements. So now the senses are perceiving smell, the taste, form, and all that. So these sense, taste, smell, they are known as tanmatra. They are 5 in number. They are the objects of the senses, are called tanmatra. That's part of the 24 elements. Now, the sense and the sense organ are not the same. Moment we think the sense of smell, we remember nose. But actually these two are not same. Then similarly, sense of sight means we think it is eyes. But actually, eye is only an organ. But sense is subtler than the organ. For example, when we sleep, during the dreaming state, we see pictures, videos, and all that. So many things actually it shows. And sometimes there will be pleasant experience, sometimes all kinds of. So that means you are seeing. But your organ of seeing, eye is sleeping. Eye is actually resting. But still you are able to see. That means the sense of sight is there, and that is active during the dreaming. So, tanmatras, that means the form, taste, all these things are recognized by the senses, and senses are subtler than the organs. That's why Krishna says, he explains the hierarchy within this body. And then he says, the lowest is the gross body, and above gross body is the senses. So senses are superior, higher than the gross body. So that's why here the senses are described. How do you recognize a sense? Yes, this is the description which is given. And then Prabhupada also explains in the next shloka, earth has all the elements, all the distinctive characteristics, that means the 5 qualities. Each quality is unique to one element, and all those 5 qualities are there in the earth. For example, it has sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. All. Let us see slowly how it is. Sky, there is only sound. The definition of sky is that there is only sound. Air, there is sound and touch. Can you experience? There is a sound of the air also. And you can, the air sound we can perceive. Sometimes fierce winds, they blow, no? There is a, you can see this very fierce because the sound is a different quality of sound, kind of a shrill or little more. So that is air. And then touch, we are already experiencing. For example, here there is a pressure of air. Here there is no. So I am feeling touch here. And then there is a fire. In the fire also there is a sound. Chitpat, chitpat, you'll see there are sounds are there. Then touch. You can touch and see whether fire is having the touch or not. And then form. Yes, fire itself produces forms, and then because of that only we can. Sometimes in the Yajna Kunda, when the fire is coming, I have seen some pictures where it appears like Tulsi, it appears like Krishna, like various forms will be visible. That is fire. Then in water, yes, water there is sound, and touch, we can touch. Form means there is a shape is there, water has, you can recognize. And then the unique quality is taste. But Krishna identifies that I am the taste in water. This is that's the unique quality of water. Then of course in the earth all these elements are present. All these tanmatras are objects of senses will be generated. So these are the descriptions here that how the senses are connected to the elements. So then what happens is, according to Sankhya, it is so easy to recognize the elements. It is so easy to recognize the properties. Let us say we drink, then what we can experience is taste. That is so easy. But if you go to the modern science, they describe water properties differently. They say velocity or volume, weight, they can describe many properties. And when they say there is a what do you call, there is a tasty water or smelling water, or not a bitter taste or a sweet taste. Let us say these two. This modern science cannot recognize. Modern science can recognize many parameters, but this kind of experiential or sensual parameters like bitter, sweet, all those things it cannot. If you take a nice juice to the lab, our colleges, we have seen the labs, no? We have spent a lot of time there and and cooked up many results, and we made up some results and got some marks also. Because after all, you have to prove the formula, and we know the formula. So that's the experiments we used to do. So the point is that if you take the juice, those whatever available, the instruments, you can only measure certain quality, temperature, viscosity, liquidity, all those things. But actually, if whoever is experimenting, let us say he drinks, he recognizes certain properties which the instruments cannot. So our senses are not exactly like measuring instruments. See, they are able to get you information. Krishna Arpane Satyabhama. They are able to get the information that even the normal measuring instruments are unable to. Now here comes the perception, the knowledge that we gain by these physical instruments is actually inferior. And the knowledge that we get by our sensual perception, that is superior. And the knowledge of the instruments, uh, let us if somebody says this is a viscous, blue in color, this, that and all that, you don't understand that it is juice. And you don't understand it's a very nice sweet juice. Right? So the kind of information that you are getting by these physical instruments, actually it's secondary. For our experience and existence, it is primary thing is, okay, what is that? Is it the juice? What is the taste? That's what we want to know. So there's a whole scientific field of these experiments and all that is very boring. There is no life there. There is no fun. But whereas for our process is very colorful. For example, if you bring a scientist who is too much absorbed in all these parameters and all, when you bring them in front of the deities, what will they see? He'll say garland of so and so height. They're on a certain height, this and that, he will say. But devotees' experience is different. Modern science is not able to explain the experience that we feel. It doesn't understand that there is a, if somebody experiences something, some matter, they don't understand. Modern science doesn't understand. For example, let's say the juice you drink and if you are in bliss, it is very sweet, very nice. That they are not able to understand because according to them that is only a liquid having some, some volume, some heat, some, shape, whatever. See, you can see some color. So, all their problems in the modern science is because they consider everything is made up of matter and matter is that which can be measured by our instruments and all that. And then the direct perception is also becomes a basis for them. Although they are not able to understand these experiences. So this is the problem. That means the modern science as it is going today can never explain all the phenomena of this world. They can never explain. They can only explain some numbers and this, that and all that. But they cannot explain why there are emotions, why there are experiences, pleasant, unpleasant. There is no chance. Unless the modern science also looks at the matter the way Sankhya philosophy is describing today. The solution to all the limitations of the modern science is that they should adopt the Bhagavatam's description of Sankhya philosophy. Otherwise, they can never describe the matter itself. So that means modern science is not yet reached to a level where they can explain the matter. Forget about mind. Just the gross matter itself they are not able to explain. This is the level. Taking so much pride in the advancement of science, this civilization, it all looks, meaningless if somebody understands the kind of science that is described here. You get to know all the fundamental principles of material nature. See, Bhagavatam is saying you can experience the entire nature and its interactions and everything if you can understand this chapter. Whereas the modern science is not yet ready. They are not even able to explain the gross matter. This is the problem. And these limitations are haunting everybody. Scientists just think everything is made up of some combination of some atoms and this and that. And that's it. Even people are also like that, they think. Every person is nothing but a combination of some material atoms. They don't understand the emotions. They don't understand many things that are going on. This is the danger. So this science, as it expands, it will only make people cruel and cruel. They become insensitive. If somebody really adopts the view of the modern science and think that everybody is just some matter moving here and there, and they only see in terms of movements, dimensions and this and that, like objects, like this table and a person, what is the difference? They cannot explain. But if somebody strictly goes by the current levels of science and advancement that is present, they'll become very cruel. Why? Because they don't understand any of these experiences. There is nothing called pleasant, there is nothing. For them, a sour liquid of one glass and a very sweet liquid of one glass, both are same. Both are matter, they have same volumes, everything is same temperature, blah, blah, blah. Maybe if they get little more deeper into chemical analysis, they may say, okay, these two liquids are different. So, actually, it's a very atheistic or demoniac expansion of the science. In the 16th chapter, Prabhupada explains this. As the civilization increases, this so-called science advances, it will only make people more and more cruel and violent. And we are seeing already. Day by day, we are seeing horrible things. People don't even hesitate to do most nastiest things on the earth. Because they think, oh, what is there? Ultimately, it's all matter. Doesn't recognize that there is a superior forms of matter. They don't know. If the senses are superior forms, and above the senses there is mind, that also they don't recognize. For example, whatever I am speaking now, it's falling into our ears. First is organ. There is something falling here on the organ. And inside the organ is the sense of auditory sense is there. So, sense, organ and the sense put together, they send some information. They only collect some information. So, each of these senses are collecting certain information, certain properties and certain tanmatras. Now, but how will you get a complete picture in the mind? So, there has to be somebody else, that is not something else, that is called mind. It gets all these various senses are sending something, informations, put them all together and it will show you a nice picture. Let us say, this fan itself, each sense is perceiving some properties, but then there is something is needed to combine all this, and there is a mind. And modern science doesn't agree. They don't believe in mind. Of late, they are thinking that there is something called mind because they saw there are mental cases. The most developing area nowadays is mental wellness. That industry will surpass all other industries. See how unfortunate. Neither the science nor the modern so-called civilization recognizes this. So, mind and mind's emotions and all that, who can perceive? So that's the problem the modern world is facing. There are limitations basically. All the modern science has limitations. That's why Prabhupada used to get angry if somebody says, I am not able to see using my eyes. Prabhupada says, what are your eyes? Who are you? Your perception. Why are you so confident about your sense of sight? So because One thing is, yes, our senses are perceiving better than the instruments, certain qualities, but there is a limitation in the senses. For example, now I am speaking, right? So if you are hearing to me this sound, you are not hearing to the sound of the ocean. That sound is also reaching your ears actually, but you are not listening. So it's not that senses are able to capture the reality. The entire sound reality in this room is not that it is able to capture. There are limitations in the senses. They are limited. So our senses are limited. And not only they are limited, our senses has one more ability is there. One is perceiving what is going on, all those things. One more ability of the sense is there is a craving in the sense. There is a hunger in the senses. They actively seek sense objects. Now this hunger, Krishna calls it as lust. And he explains lust sits in the senses. It sits in the mind. And also it sits in the intelligence. So the lust of the sense is such a way it actively seeks the sense object. There is a hunger. So although so much sounds are there, let us say you have an inclination to seek ocean sound. You want to enjoy ocean sound always, let us say. If somebody trains up like that, he will not listen to my class. It will only be the ocean sound for him. Of course, such absorption is not easy. So, at the sense level also, there are defects. It is not able to get the whole information. So then how can we rely on it? And similarly, eyes. So like that, Prabhupada explains that direct sense perception is highly defective and limited. And they cheat also. Because of the hunger, there is a cheating. For example, if a lusty person enters here, he will not even, let us say he sees some group, and the group has elderly member, old people struggling to walk, and then their next generation middle-aged, then they have their own children, younger ones are there. Then the person, when he sees, he straightway sees the younger ones. Although the reality is that it's a big family, a joint family. Old parents are there, middle-aged people are there, and everybody is there. But his eyes goes only to the younger ones. Like that, there are many gimmicks that the senses do in order to find what they want. The lust is because of the desire to enjoy. So everything is coming from there. So that's why we cannot rely on direct perception to understand the truth. So that's why Prabhupada says the superior form of understanding is the descending process of hearing from the higher sources. Like today, we have understood about the senses and the sense objects and about the elements. See, elements are so connected. That means what we think earth is, that is earth of course, but here it says if there are 5 properties, that is earth. Interesting definition of earth. 5 properties. Actually, stool, for example, is earth. And stool is supposed to go to earth. That's the place. It should never go to water. Even urine. There is a smell. Earth. It is supposed to go to earth. not to the water. In the modern civilization, because they don't know all these properties and this and that and all that, what they do, we all do same. We flush. Goes into the. But in the villages, if you go, they directly walk into the fields and then mixes with the earth. In the earth, those items will be digested very quickly. Very, very quickly. So then, because it mixes in water, and that water has to be purified, and all kinds of things. And the biggest ignorance of this modern world is to mix the entire city sewage into either ocean or river. Here ocean is there, you may not realize, but they mix it up in the rivers. Can you believe? Hyderabad, once upon a time, used to be on the banks of a beautiful river called Moosi River. And Moosi River originates from one ashram called Muchukunda's ashram. Is connected to Krishna, Muchukunda. And from there that water comes. Now today, Moosi River means the city sewage. You get the bad smell, most obnoxious smell in that river. It's no more a river there. We have successfully killed a river. So that's the kind. Well, people don't understand this property. For them, it is all some velocity or this and that and all. They don't understand. What is this liquid? That is liquid. Mix karo. But they don't understand that it has additional parameters are there. There is a bad smell. What will you do? Water should be very crystal clear. You should be able to drink. Like one batch of devotees, they went to this Char Dham Yatra, Gangotri, Yamunotri and all that they went. In those places, just drink like. So Krishna, the taste is there. That you have to experience. What taste we are experiencing today is, what is that? Double purified, whatever that purification is, and that purified water we are drinking. In the cities, what water we are getting, it's all mixed up with sewage water. I remember in our town that Godavari, there is a pumping station. At some point of the Godavari, there is a big pumping station. It pumps the water to the town and nearby places. And little far away from there is a mixing of this sewage. Can you believe? People don't even understand that, this can come inside this and then there's so much problem if it comes. For them, the solution is put some chlorine so that you don't get any smell except chlorine smell, and then you drink. And they advise that better you boil this water and drink. See, all are not understanding how these elements are working. And then they consider themselves to be very advanced. See, we are able to pump the water. Each and every house, there is a project by which you can get the water. That's okay, sir, but what water? I am getting sewage water. Is that what you are going to give to your people? And nobody thinks. So these are all done by, anyway, the Britishers and all, very intelligently, they spoil all the rivers. Particularly when you go to Vrindavan, Yamuna, when you go for taking bath, it has crossed Delhi and full of this, sewage related or industrial pollutants, and so many things are mixed. This is the biggest danger. So the situation has drastically improved during COVID time. COVID time, somebody shot a video of the river, Yamuna river, and I saw something circulating. You can see his feet, the person who is shooting, his feet you can see in Ramuna, in Yamuna water, in Vrindavan. It has become so crystal clear. So somebody is saying it is Vishnu only who is the maintainer of all this. He sent COVID to purify all this. Now if you go, again, the similar quality of water. So the whatever activity the modern world is doing, they're directly contributing to the pollution. Contamination of all these elements, water, earth, air, wave, everything. And nowadays, contaminated milk, contaminated fruits, contaminated everything. All elements are polluted. Actually, it's a very hopeless age. How will you reverse all this? That's why the only hope is Kalaya Dosha Nidhi Rajan. Is full of contamination. If you're really looking for that kind of a pristine, clear waters and all that, okay, maybe you may get in some places and not here, not in the cities. Then you may say, Prabhu, we feel like settling there only. Why we have to be here? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, we should live in most congested places in the city and preach the message of Krishna. Preach the message, the solution. Preach the solution for all the problems. What is the Kirtana Deva Krishnasya? Kale dosha nidhe rajan asti hevku mahan gunaha Kirtana Deva Krishnasya mukta sangaha paramrachet. Muktaha, if this world takes to Sankirtan, it is said that there is a mukti for everybody, including us. All the pollution, how it is possible? We have seen. During COVID, I told you, no, Yamuna has become very crystal clear. And why people are contaminating? Because there is no consciousness, all are dull-headed. There is no consciousness. They don't even know. Awareness is not there that if I mix like this, how I can pump like this, and then I have to drink the same water. I mean, I don't want to elaborate. Am I drinking somebody's urine and stool? That's the fact. Yes, sir. That's what it is. So that's the, if somebody realizes, my God, something has to be done. See, once the people's awareness increases, consciousness increases, automatically the way they handle the various things all around them, with this world, with this nature, that also will change. This is the only way. So that's why, as our Sankirtan spreads, as our Harinam spreads, as the devotees are working hard to take this to, basti to basti, or village to village, whatever, as the consciousness of the people goes up, then you will see Sattva-guna. They'll be able to see, okay, this is not good, this is not good. And then there will be a transformation in their behaviors. And if they read Prabhupada books, there will be a transformation. We may not be able to take up all these issues individually and try to rectify. Sometimes some people ask me, Prabhu, why are you not doing big way, say cow protection? Yes, we want to do, but our main thing is spread Harinam. If you do Harinam, thousands of people will do cow protection. If we do, how many? Some 20, 25 of us can do. Now, which one you want? So you please do. We are Brahminical. We have to do our Brahmana duties of preaching. That nobody else can do. Cow protection, there are innumerable thousands and thousands of people are there. But who will do this? If you don't preach, then who will preach? Who will preach? The Gopalakas cannot preach. Those People who are managing the Goshalas, they cannot preach. So that's why very important we have to execute this preaching work. Lord Chaitanya's mission means preaching work. And preaching is done by the organization. And within the organization, whatever may be my service, I am preaching. This is an important point to understand. Preaching doesn't mean one who only gives some class. Somebody who is cleaning, somebody who is working in the kitchen, somebody who is doing many other things, they are all preaching. Because unless they do all that, the speaker will not be will not be able to deliver the message. If I don't get my breakfast, and after that there is a house program, how can I go? And our inspiration will not be there. So it's actually, whole organization is preaching. Each and every one of us are preaching. So this mission has to be spread. And as the mission goes on expanding, you will see beautiful changes in the lives of people and in the lives of the world. Already there is a big wave of sustainability has started in this world. Everybody is talking about sustainability. Climate change, they are worried, Climate change is directly the result of activity of this world, people's activities. So now they're thinking of sustainability and many other aspects are, but then the way they think is always in a commercial way, and that will not give the solution. The solution comes only when you take the Bhagavatam description and Bhagavatam solutions. Otherwise there is no solution. They will be in a loop. One problem leads to one more. Their so-called sustainable initiatives will create more sustainable problems. But what devotees are doing, that has going to be a real impact. And so if we want, this is parasya. This is the highest dharma of spreading the Sankirtan, spreading the Harinam. Any questions? Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.